Your premier Ford dealership is located here in Cabarrus County, where more than 70 years in the business lends to an incredible experience for every customer, every time. Whether you're looking for the toughness of an F-150, the spirit of a Bronco, or the versatility of an Explorer, you'll find it all at Hilbish Ford, your truck destination. Come experience the Hilbish difference in Kannapolis, just a 10-minute drive from Charlotte Motor Speedway, or get started online at hillbishford.com.
For the show.
Hey, Dr. Dave, I hear the Four Tops are here this weekend.
Bernadette.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I can't wait.
That's
Reach
not your
out, I'll be
favorite.
there.
That's not your favorite song, is it?
Bernadette.
Bernadette?
The year
That
of
was good.
Bernadette.
Year? 67?
You're close. That's probably mid-60s.
Yeah, I think 67.
Four Tops was my dad's favorite Motown group, and
I love the Four Tops.
I mean, the Temptations get a lot of,
They're okay.
publicity, but the Four Tops I think was better.
That's the working man's band.
That's true.
Mill guy,
True.
the mill guy band.
Absolutely.
Bill
Well, hey, so let's just go ahead and get right down to it. This weekend, big weekend down around town. Got the Four Tops coming to Village Park. It's going to be a good crowd, I think. What do you think?
I think so, too. I talked to George today over at Village Park, and he said that, the Four Tops are, the crowd could go either way. He said we could be overrun or, but I really think it'll be a good crowd.
As long as the weather holds out.
Yes,
I think
that's
it'll
the
be
key part. That's probably.
It's been pretty cool around town. Go ahead and give us our
Yeah,
Z100 weather report.
when you open the door in the morning, you go, woo.
Is that the Z100 weather report?
That's right.
Is it-
Woo.
Well, Dave, back there in our closet, what's going on around town?
Well, you know what? Ryan showed me this the other day from the Independent Tribune. They've been doing some Legends races down at the racetrack. Steve Post, our friend who was here with us a few episodes ago, actually does all the announcing down there. So they got a nice little spread here in the Independent Tribune Forum. So
Very nice.
doing the cookout summer shootout down there
Every Tuesday night.
every Tuesday night.
It's
for,
about
over.
2 years ago we were there. It popped up
Yeah.
on my Facebook memories.
That's right. That was that we were in the
suite.
suite, yeah, in
Yeah,
the
pretty cool.
pits down there. And the other thing I want to point out, it was also in the Independent, but somebody that was real special to Kannapolis passed away. Let's see, it was on June 21st, and it was Eddie Ray, who was instrumental in building the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame here in Kannapolis. He was just an absolute wonderful guy. He was just one of the nicest people you could ever imagine. He died at 99 years old.
Ooh, wow.
Very
99. And, he was, but, just some of the talents that he worked with, Fats Domino, Rick Nelson, Sandy Nelson, Dave Bartholomew, Mike Kerb, Alan Toussaint, Sammy Davis Jr., the Osmonds, and the list goes on and on and on. I mean, and he was a North Carolina native, born in Franklin, but had just a huge impact here by building that Music Hall of Fame here in Kannapolis with Mike Kerb, and of course another alum of our show, Gene Overcash, works
Right.
hand in hand with the Music Hall of Fame there on Dale Earnhardt Boulevard, and they've really got a nice setup there.
They really do.
And
It's close kept
Yes.
gym.
Yes.
Nobody.
And
Not
it
aware
also
to drop
mentions
that.
that Eddie lifted the music of Ray Charles and B.B. King to wider audiences.
Good
I mean,
gracious.
these are not small names.
big.
No, they're-
Pink Floyd, Lou Rawls, Hank Williams Jr., Jimmy
what an
Smith,
array of names
Al
too.
Green, Johnny Rivers.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. I mean, but he was with Sony, I believe it was, for years and years and years, and just an incredible guy.
Is Sony still around?
I guess so.
PlayStation, yeah, they're still
okay.
around.
But I don't
Yeah.
know how, music wise, I don't know if producing
They're
albums, if there's so many different labels now that
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
even a thing now. But it probably is.
Well, Speaking of music, we're going to have some good music to talk about in this episode, number 73. Hard to believe we're moving on down the tracks here. Dave, anything else going on around town that we want to talk about before we get rolling?
The Embers are in town tonight. I doubt if this will be released before that, but should be a good crowd for that. A lot of chairs have already been set up. And,
He's another alum of our show.
Craig Willard. Absolutely.
Right.
So say the Cannonballers are still out of town. They'll be back on the 17th.
How's the team doing this year? Do you know?
They're doing okay. I'm not sure overall record, but I want to say we're at about 500, I think. Don't quote me on that right now.
I know this
go back and double check.
Off the subject, but were either one of you in town for the fireworks this past week?
No, but I certainly heard about
it. The traffic reminded me of the 70s where total gridlock in town at 2:30.
And, people complaining about it.
Yes.
I mean, the thing is, if everybody goes to the same place and everybody has one way out and there's only so much that can be done.
That's it. It's total gridlock.
And we'd still have the best street network of any downtown in the region. We've got a big road that goes all the way around the place. We've got multiple entries, multiple exits. But, I understand if you're in a parking deck. But heck, I've been inside the UNC building during that same event and just stay put in the UNC building until the traffic clears out because there's no reason to rush out.
Could have went downtown. A lot of stuff going on downtown.
My buddy at work, he went to Morgan Wallen at the Clemson football stadium, had to park over a mile away from the stadium, walk to the stadium, him and his family, and he said they waited in the stadium until most of the people left, walked the long trek, and still sat in the parking lot for 2 hours trying to get out. Plus had a however many hour drive home it was at 2:00 in the morning. That's pretty rough.
But our parking deck, if you go up to the top and you're going to be the last out because all those floors down, all those people are trying to get out too, back out, pull out.
And Main Street,
you can't get out on.
No.
Hey,
I love it though.
Not to sidetrack our show, but you talk about gridlock downtown. I was talking to the wife, and we were talking about paying bills. I was like, I remember the day that my mom got paid at the mill, and we would go to the security bank, and then we would literally go to the water bill, power bill, to everything. You go pay it right there.
Yeah.
And she could not comprehend that.
I remember that.
And pay in cash too.
Yeah.
You go to the bank, get the cash,
and pay insurance.
And you're waiting behind the same people in line at every place that's doing the same thing.
Or if you went to the city water department on the street behind the fire department,
Floyd Street.
Floyd Street. Yeah.
You put the money in that little brown envelope and stuff it in that little thing and let it go down in that box.
Or go in there and see Ginger.
You got to jiggle it a couple times.
Make sure it goes down.
Yep.
But and we would pay at that time when I was a kid, like real little. My dad would go up to Odell Insurance
on Oak Avenue.
Oak Avenue, right there. And I remember, and I somehow or another I remember this. He carried me in and set me up on the counter because it was a high counter. I peed on the counter.
Oh man!
I do remember that.
Oh man,
David. The other thing we wanted to point out was we have a new addition to the show.
Oh yeah,
sitting on the guest table, and I wanted you to talk about that. I don't know if you want to talk about it now or talk about when we introduce our guest.
Why don't we wait so we don't give away our guest just yet?
There we go.
We'll talk about that in a sec.
There we go.
Fine.
All right, let's get rolling.
All right, guys, y'all ready to get rolling? Episode 73.
Ready.
All right, let's do it.
Some worthless farmland by the county line turned into hope, a dream divine. A mill rose up, a town was born, the whistle blew, that became our norm. They came from miles with calloused hands. Tiles were made on these southern lands. A mill town strong, a legacy. Roots run deep as the old oak tree. They said we were finished, our fate at stake, but we stood as one for pity's sake. Held our ground when the whole world shook. Look at us now, just take a look. From the hard-working mill guys in the weave room to the man in black and our wonders too. This town is strong down to its core. Our future dreams of the mill before. Kannapolis, you rise evermore. K-Town strong, we stand as one. From the mill to the land, look how far we've come. K-Town pride in every direction. That's the heart of the K-Town connection.
That bell's had it.
All right, guys, welcome back here to another crazy edition of the K-Town Connection, episode number 73. The Rough Talk Cousins here at it again. I'm Chris Hughes, as always, joined by my Rough Talk cousin, Ryan Dayvault, Chuck, Dr. Dave Irvin, and, of course, David Steele back there in the Sports Cave. Is that what it is? Sports Cave?
Big Dave Sports Center.
Big Dave Sports Center. I'll get that right one of these days. But, Ryan, we've got a terrific guest that is lined up. Thanks be it to David Steele for really making this one happen. I think this is going to be one of our best shows that we've ever done. So, Ryan, I don't know.
I think we let David introduce.
Dave, we're going to give you the honors. You booked it. We're going to give you the honors, sir.
Sure. Like Chris was saying, we have an amazing guest with us today. Somebody who is near and dear to my heart, and I would argue one of the most influential people in my life. We have with us today Miss Lou Graham. I'm sure a lot of folks will remember her coming up through middle school, high school band. Potentially even, you may have seen her even in elementary school bringing the jazz band around. We've been working for a long time trying to get a hold of Miss Graham and get her here. And honestly, one of our most requested guests. I can't tell you how many folks that I've talked to, being friends with folks from high school band, saying, you need to get Lou Graham in there. We finally done it. I would like to introduce Miss Lou Graham. Thanks for being here.
Welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you.
We are.
What a great introduction by David.
He's always a little flamboyant.
He is, but in this case, I definitely
Well-deserved,
I think it's well deserved,
Yes.
and happy to have you. I can't wait to dive in and learn about your time with A.O. Brown, with high school, the middle school. Working with the Big Green Machine and all that. But I guess I'll start it off and first saying, did you grow up here in Kannapolis?
No,
Okay.
I'm from Salisbury.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. We're Rowan County.
Will you
people, too.
forgive me?
Yeah. You're still in Rowan County
As it's
here.
well stated, I'm the Rowan County guy.
As long as she's not from down south.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No, I went to North Rowan.
Okay, Cavaliers.
And the time y'all came to our place and beat us. I got in a lot of trouble that night because I was working with North's band director, who I knew. And it rained like crazy.
How about
We
that?
got so wet, I lost my pants. They were terry cloth.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Very close.
Oh,
But y'all
man.
were so nice, and I saw some of our parents get a little ugly. I blasted them. I really did. And they're parents I'd known my whole life.
Wow.
Not Kannapolis parents,
Right.
because I didn't know that yet. But
So when did you decide to get into music? Was that always a thing growing up in your childhood, or?
well, Mama said the first thing I ever did when I stood up was dance to Valley Dale sausage commercials. You know, the little band director, the little band.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about that. I do remember those.
But I was really encouraged through my band director and also Mickey Young, who used to be at Salisbury, and especially Harvey Turner, because he was my private teacher coming through high school.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Harvey
Yeah.
Turner's a legendary name here
Yes,
in
he is.
Kannapolis.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause he always called me Luoni full of baloney.
Now, what instrument did you play?
I was major a trumpet player.
Okay. I was.
She's a good one too.
I bet so.
In the old days, I don't do it anymore.
Do you still play anything now?
No. I play at the TV remote.
I'll still pull out my recorder from elementary school. I'll dazzle the kids with that.
Well, I can still play that.
Yeah, I do that.
We even did Barbara Ann on the recorder.
Barbara Ann.
that one.
I love that.
That would be good, yeah.
Yeah.
Beach Boys.
Y'all ever do that with the band?
Oh my
I was
gosh.
gonna say, I think they played that so much people thought that was a school song.
I know it, yeah. That was the highlight for after performances.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the band front, they wouldn't let you get out of the stadium until you did Barbara Ann.
Barbara Ann.
Wow.
You remember that?
I do remember that
Okay.
now. I'd forgotten. it,
Well,
but-
I did too.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So what is so you came to A.L. Brown and I think you said about 84?
1984, I
Is that
think.
right?
Yeah, 84, 85.
Was that your first job out of college?
Oh, no. I taught for 4.5 years in Kentucky,
Okay, where in Kentucky?
in Winchester, Kentucky.
Okay.
In fact, my last band there was state champion.
I'll give you.
Wow.
I'll give you an odd fact. Some people know. Both Ryan and myself are Kentucky Colonels.
That's right.
Are you
That's
really?
right. You sure are.
Well, I'm glad you are. At least you didn't have to dress like one.
There you go.
That's what our band outfit looked like at UK.
Really? How
Yeah,
about
they
that?
put us in the Kentucky Colonel outfits. And whenever we went out of town, everybody would go.
We've got one of the old brown
man.
uniforms behind you. We tried to get Chris to put it on.
No
To
chance.
start the show.
I don't
Yeah.
think I could fit in it.
He wouldn't do it.
I could fit in it.
You could.
It's a medium.
Yeah.
Well, it's 89,
That's what I was just.
That's
getting
what
at.
year that
That's-
is?
87 to
Okay.
89,
How about that?
because it got too hot. And those green ones
Uh-huh.
with the overlays. And when we marched in Kentucky at the Kentucky Derby Parade, we had kids going, foot boom, foot boom, foot boom. They just went out.
How about
man.
that?
Yeah, the drum major even passed out after the
Wow.
parade.
What did they go to when that was replaced?
I know we went to West Carteret competition. Anything from 88 up. Before this, though,
The brownish, wasn't it? Brownish.
the old one.
The old ones had brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's correct.
The old one were green and they had brown here, and then you had the white cross straps. And they just got so hot, and there was a year or two in there where we changed up things and put the percussion in white shirts, sort of poofy white shirts. And then the next year we moved the brass to that. We were trying to get a new uniform, and we trying to make the people support us
Right.
by showing we needed it.
Yeah.
Well, so that uniform had the cannon still on it, of course.
Yeah.
And I would assume the mill still contributed to buying that stuff even then.
Yes, they did. But most of what we got there was community
Right.
support and got it. We would do, not collections, but different things to
Right.
encourage students to ask their parents.
It seems like I remember in the mid to late 80s, students, a little bit older than me at that time, seems like the band might have sold pizzas or something like that. I don't know if you remember that, or something to raise money.
We sold everything.
Yeah.
We sold pizzas. We sold suckers. We sold wrapping paper. we
World
sold
finest
cookie
chocolate.
dough,
Oh, yeah,
world's
the
finest
chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the chocolate?
Donuts.
You name it, we
Donuts.
sold
I
it.
remember the donuts.
We sold Vidalia onions.
I was not
How
there
in
for
the heck
that
did
one.
it? Where did that come from?
We did. They
Wow.
went over well.
How about
it's just
that?
you get a
Fruit. That
Yeah.
was always our big thing.
oh, fruit was the big
Fruit,
one.
yeah.
Fruit was the big one. I
You
remember
know,
we over in the old gym on Fruit Day. That whole
was
Forgot
just
about
floor
that.
would be
Yep.
covered of
Looked like-
cases and cases of oranges and apples.
And
And
you had to
Yeah.
sort them all.
you had to sort them all.
Right.
So how did that work? Did y'all get donations from somebody to to sell that fruit, or did y'all buy it?
The kids sold it.
The kids sold it, and then I guess a proportion of the money, it was the profit basically went to the band program.
All of it did.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I want to backtrack just a smidge. Tell us how, we identified that you got here in 1984. What led you to A.L. Brown? Like, what allured you to want to apply for a job here, get hired? Like, tell us your first years, your first observation of the band and the school. What your first thought was upon arriving here in town?
Well, Harvey Turner really wanted me to come here because I just finished at Winchester, Kentucky, and I said I might be interested. And he told Mickey, and then I met Mickey at a performance at what's the name of the Lutheran church uptown?
Kimball.
I met the director there with Mickey, and we got to talking, and I'd actually met Mickey's oldest son before I met him. And he said he wanted me to come and talk to Superintendent Bradshaw, who said, I don't think he understood that women could be band directors back then. No slight.
Right.
But a lot of people didn't think that. I actually applied for a job in Somerset, Kentucky that Ray, from Concord, Ray Lambert had. And they asked me questions like, are you going to wear a dress? Are you going to, what do you do when you have to bend down? I said, I'll bend my knees and go down. Whatever it takes. It was really not many women at that point. And then I adapted just calling myself Lou. They thought I was a golfer, Lou Graham.
Wow.
But anyway.
A different world.
Well, you mentioned Mickey for our viewers that may not know. You're obviously referring to Mickey Driver, who
was my best friend.
You guys were the dynamic duo of high school, middle school music here in Kannapolis for decades.
Don't forget, we also taught elementary music at that time.
Really?
Sure did.
Yeah, we did all the
flute.
We did the flutophone program, and I had 2.5 elementaries, and he had 2.5 elementaries.
And also in the earlier 80s, when I did grow up in Kannapolis City Schools before we moved to South Rowan, and Harold Matheny was my flute teacher.
He was my
flutophone teacher.
I was going to bring up Harold.
Yeah.
Did you go to?
I went to Fred L. Wilson.
I was ready to say
did.
Fred
I went
L.
to Shady Brook. He taught me at Shady Brook.
Harold was a good friend of ours. He was a great guy.
I don't remember who we had at ACOC.
Huh?
Because I went to Charles B. Aycock, which is now the post office.
Dude.
I can't remember who our music teacher was there.
She's pointing at herself.
Look at the camera.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
God, you hit 40 and your brain just quits working.
Where you been at, David? Sure you got enough oxygen back there?
I think, guys.
Well, it depends. Did you start band in the middle school, or did you start it in the elementary school?
No, we didn't start. I mean, we did the recorders in elementary school, but I didn't start band until
middle school.
But Ron and I were in the first class that was sixth graders in middle school.
Yeah.
Technically, I started a year before a lot of.
You were at the end of the building.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
and I remember, so that's what I was going to say, is because when we were in sixth grade, actually, I think when we were in fifth grade, we took a trip to the middle school to tour the middle school, and you had every student come in the band room, and we all kind of fiddled around with some instruments and stuff, and you explained everything and trying to motivate people to be a part of the band. And I was one of the most unmusically attained students of all time, but I loved it. I loved to hear it. I just couldn't do anything with it. But I remember that was at fifth grade is when we went, and I remember that was the first time I had seen anything with the band as far as in a school.
Yeah.
But we had Miss Steele.
You probably saw the jazz band come around.
Well, yeah. In that's right, in the elementary school. But then Miss Steele, which is David's cousin, she was our music teacher in at Jackson Park. First started out with Miss Shirley Hardis. She was there my first grade class, and we had music, but that was very different from what you were doing with a full-fledged band program.
I was being crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you this, Lou, because I in my career I have coached football. I coached with Bob Boswell, and I worked at South Rowan. So
Did you
I was
really?
very close with Bob. Considered him a close friend and mentor before he passed away.
He was a good man.
Very good man. And he talked about when he came to Brown in '76, I believe it was, or '77. That Dr. Greer Bradshaw had said, there's two big things we're going to have at Kannapolis: a great football team and a great band, and that was just fact and kind of the gospel of the way things were. And he talked about how he, as the athletic director and head of the PE department, they had systems in place with their youth, their PE, their traveling elementary PE teachers. I think Jerry Falconberry was one. I can't remember some of the others.
We were called itinerant teachers.
Yeah,
That's what we did.
And how he, as the athletic director, was identifying football players at that early age, but yet at the same time, growing up at Fredo Wilson, you saw like Harold Matheny. Were you guys doing the same thing, starting that little flutophone program in like the
Absolutely.
4th grade, trying to identify and grow the kids? Because in order to have a band that's about 200-300 people, you got to start them early.
Yeah, we did. We did that. I took the jazz band around to recruit. And one of the best recruiting things was Friday night football when we performed. And I would always walk around the long side of the field, because I didn't walk down the middle of the field. That'd make me obvious, and I didn't want to be obvious. But, and then you'd walk in front of the home crowd. And all those little kids would just start yelling, Miss Graham, Miss Graham, Miss Graham. I'm going to do that someday. I'm going to do that someday. I said, well, I'll be looking forward to seeing you.
That was great recruiting.
And I think it's because of the I'm going to call it an empire that you all created, the impact that made on these little kids, because everybody wants to be a part of something. And you created that something that, quite honestly doesn't exist anymore. And you were able to do that for generations of kids. Between you and Mickey Driver and Harold Matheny's and all the other people, and it started.
Don't forget Lou
that.
Bean.
Oh yeah, Lou Bean, and it started with that mentality of, say, Dr. Bradshaw at that time, that we're going to have the best of both of those things, and that went. And you take it a step back, that also went to Mr. Cannon too, because his goal was to have the best teachers, the best school system possible for the people of Kannapolis. And that's why they supported all that stuff for so long, and that's what y'all delivered. And
We tried to.
And I can't tell you how many people. And David's right. And even long before David joined our staff of people here, we have had so many guests refer to the band of this era that we're talking about, and what that meant to them, either as a kid or as an adult or even as a member of the band. And that speaks volumes to the legacy that you are part of and you helped build here.
Well, I walked into it. It was pretty good.
It may have been, but kind of going back to Coach Boswell, and he mentioned it. He said that the school thrived on the fact that the football team had always been doing good under his watch, but they wanted the fact that the band had 200-300 members, because that meant that on a Friday night, that's 2 to 3 to 4 persons per kid that's buying a ticket to the game. Concession stands. I mean, it fueled a lot of things. I know it cost a lot of money to do the band. We talked about the fundraising aspect, but it probably also gave opportunities to kids and brought in funding that probably generated a lot of income for other stuff in that building too.
Yes, it did. When the Cannon Foundation didn't support us, when the mill was sold, and it was rough then, but we still managed to hang on and build it back up. I think the lowest the band ever was when I was there was 150, 160.
Wow.
It usually was around. It's not the fish stories, okay? It usually was around 210 to 240. 240 is the biggest I remember it. They had just gotten back from their tour in Europe and all that stuff and everything. And Mickey wasn't there either. I mean, he wasn't there, but, you know, he
Well-
came for a year, and then I think he taught 2 years or so, and then I came into the picture.
And just the ability of you talking about the band being in Europe and the band being at Kentucky Derby and all these other things. That
Oh, we went to a
Pasadena
lot of
races-
The Macy's Day Parade. I
No,
know.
we went St.
Or
Patty's twice.
I think a presidential inauguration,
Yeah,
maybe.
not-
Reagan.
Yeah.
Not just your everyday band goes
No.
to those events.
The
No.
thing I will
No,
never
we had to
forget,
go through a selection process.
Well, I understand,
you
but
and Mickey gave us the opportunity one year, put it up to a vote. We could either go to Canada or we could go to Disney World. And I am still butthurt that we didn't get to go to Canada.
Wow. So you went to Disney World?
We went to Disney World
We did go to Canada one year.
without me.
Well, you should have been there earlier or
Well,
later.
my nephew was
should have
5.
stayed longer.
Yeah. Right.
My nephew was 5 years old. He went with us, and all the seniors took care of him, like Matt Cheney and all of them. They took care of him.
Do you have any particular years? I'm not asking you to single out any particular band or group of kids that came through, but are any of the years stand out as favorites to you? Maybe different shows, selections, anything you did?
You caught me. I'm guilty. I looked through on YouTube and looked back at some of the old recordings. It was mainly late 80s, early 90s. And one of the shows I'd forgotten about that I was really proud of was when we went to West Carteret over the eastern side of the state, and we won the whole shebang. I never saw such happy kids. They had come so far that year. And that's the one that originally debuted Eli's Coming, that David liked so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
I got
one-
to solo on that one my senior year.
I know.
Do any drum majors stand out in your mind over your career?
Oh, yeah, a lot of them do. There are all sorts of them. Jay and,
Jay Nagpaul.
no,
Oh.
Jay Thomas? No. Anyway, Jay White. Jay White and,
We've had some awesome band.
How did David do? How did David do? Let's put her on.
well, he was
David
a
on the
great
spot.
student. He was a great student.
No, I know he was. He
Couldn't
was
make, you
good.
couldn't be more eager.
No. And he
believe
went.
that.
Then he went on to Carolina and was able to do it up there. I mean that speaks volumes of the talent that y'all were able to identify and grow.
Well,
through
I
that
would
program.
argue, I talked earlier when I was doing introduction about how, Miss Graham kind of had a lasting impact on my life. Really, when you think about it, so this coming weekend, I'm having some friends from college come visit for the weekend that are all my brothers that were in the music fraternity with me in Carolina that I met because I was in the band. And the only reason I did band in college was because I had done band in high school. And, Miss Graham made it such an enjoyable experience. I almost didn't do it in college and decided to do it. So going back to
College was much more free
it was.
than high school.
But I would argue the encouragement and the experience that you and Mickey were able to provide, specifically for me, much less everybody else. I'm sure everybody that was in the band has, their own stories about it. That really has shaped who I am. I've got 20 guys that are coming down to spend the weekend that if I hadn't had such a great experience in high school band, wouldn't be coming tomorrow. Like it truly means a great deal to me.
Well, that's the way band does. Has a lot of camaraderie. One of the things I wanted to mention, too, in regards with sports, we were allowed to, we did it anyway. We let our kids do sports and band, and we let them work around. We worked around practices for them. Football players, obviously, that was hard to do, but even some football players, would show up for particular games, like it was the night before a competition. Y'all remember Mike Morton?
Of course.
Oh, gosh, he was a great player. Football, and he was a clarinet to tenor sax.
I never
Moorhead
knew
Scholar.
that.
I don't know that.
Mike was a Moorhead Scholar.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, he's phenomenal,
Unknown
and we've
fact.
had one of his daughters on our show. She's at West Point right now, so just a phenomenal family.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
His daddy was pretty awesome too.
Yes, he was.
Well, talking about opportunity for kids, and there's always a group of kids that are going to do great and academically that comes through any school
Right.
without any sort of extracurricular things, band or sports. But there's a lot of kids out there that's looking for that and needs that camaraderie that you're talking about because they don't have it at home. They're
I truly
parentless
believe
homes.
in that.
They're a single parent home or living with their grandparents or whatever the case may be. And the band programs and the sports programs, that's why that's important because it gives those kids an opportunity and
It's a home away from home.
it is.
Yes.
And I think that is a big part of what an education system needs to
Absolutely.
deliver. And I know when I was there, Miss Bartles was always she looked at the coaches at the same level as the parents, basically, because the coaches had just as big of an impact on the kids that were in sports as the parents in a lot of cases. And I think the same could be said for you and Mickey at the time because, that was you had a captive audience of people there. And
Well, I think
people
what
loved it.
helped us a lot, and even more than in football, was we were consistent. I mean, you can't teach 20, 22 years together and not be a consistent presence for kids.
Right.
And so we did. Like, he came to the middle school when he could all the time. He did his elementaries, I did mine. Whenever I took the middle school kids on trips, he was always there with me. And I especially remember Washington because he was babysitting my nephew who was 6 at the time. He's 38 now.
Wow.
And he had the best time. He was so good with kids. And his family was wonderful. He really let me be a part of his family.
I remember him driving that Ford truck. He used to park it out there on the horseshoe in front of the band building. So remember that because I'm a car guy, so you got to remember what he drove. And you drove a Dodge Dakota.
Who you got
truck.
that? Jay Green.
I remember it. I remember it.
Jade Green, I remember that.
Some of these
sure
fellas, like this one behind me, I would say, "Y'all, we got to get the equipment down to the field. Who's got a license?"
She's gonna tell on me.
I think there's a story coming.
Yeah.
On me, I
Well,
think.
it wasn't bad because he would go. He didn't know you had to go all the way down the next street.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, to come in the
Down,
back.
come in
Come in the
4th
back.
Street,
Yeah.
like
She
you're in the
said, take
curve.
the truck and the equipment to the field, go behind the gym,
and he went straight behind the
and
gym.
I took that Dakota straight down that hill right behind the gym.
No way. Wow, that's a heck of a steep hill.
Yep.
Man.
Wow.
That
Well, we
hill
did-
has not changed.
How'd you even get back there? Did you just go behind the gym where the
Yeah. Just went behind the gate was open.
where the okay, yeah.
behind the gym, straight down.
Wow.
I didn't tell him to do that.
Incoming.
Jay Nagpaul was in the seat next to me. He was coming, and he was just shaking, scared out of his
It
mind.
scared me too if I'd been in there.
How'd you get down here so fast?
rolling down there. Wow.
That's why I always had a truck back then.
Yeah, right. I remember you driving it.
I had a Dodge Dakota,
Yeah.
and I had a Toyota, and I even had an F-110 truck.
I don't remember those. I remember the Dakota.
I'm not sure.
F-100.
Yeah, F-100.
Yeah.
No, F-150.
150.
F1.
But it wasn't a big jobber.
Yeah.
It was the one that the transmission fell out of it because it was old, but the lady had never driven it, so I bought it. Transmission was gone in 2 months.
Wow. How
David
about
drive it.
that? Yeah, David took it down. David took it down the hill.
Just the Dakota.
Well, the Dakota, I killed my Dakota later.
Killed.
I really did. I went into my, we were coming back from Davison performing that night. I was so tired. And I had my cruise control on and forgot.
Oh.
When we went around the corner, zoom, went right over a ditch, hit the ditch, flew all the way back up,
Yeah.
did a 180, and the mailbox there, the neighbor's mailbox went through my back seat. I was
Holy
sitting
cow.
there.
Well, I'm glad you're with us. Good gosh.
It sounds like
when I
a
got
go-kart
out-
video.
Yeah.
Guess where I landed? In my mechanic's yard.
No way. Well, that's a good place to land.
Good place to land.
Wow. So,
Got something for you.
I guess you were there. How many years is that?
84 to what,
I was
2016?
I was there 32 years,
32 years.
but I earned 2 years credit towards state requirements for sick days I never took.
How about that?
I had, before I'd broken my, what did I break, David? My ankle. Before I'd broken my ankle,
It's an ankle.
yeah, and then I messed up my knee, and I had to have knee surgery. That's the one where I really had to get out. But I had like 520 sick days accumulated.
Holy smokes.
All right.
Real mill people don't take days off.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right. That's right.
Man, this is
Exactly
great.
right.
What would you say, hindsight being what it is, you've since retired. I know you like relationships with like guys like David and former students and stuff, but what would you say has been the most rewarding aspect to your career in music and leading a band here in the community, seeing just legions of young kids grow up into adults and stuff like that, but to you, what's been the most rewarding part?
I like to see how far kids have come, and I really loved my beginners. Most people didn't do that, and I just really love them because they're going from nothing, and they just sound horrible all the time. First year, and to get them ready for a concert, I would. I told them we're going to trick your family. They came to the first concert, and I told them to play just like they did on the first day. And they played just like they did on the first day. And you looked around, and the parents, and they were going, "Oh my God, what did I do?"
Why did I come to this?
And then they all stood up and pointed at their parents and said, "Trick, T-R-I-C-K, trick." And then they sat down and played Mary Had a Little Lamb jazz, and then they played a couple other things jazz. And
That's cool.
let them do. I do like that age, and my really favorite age to teach was 8th grade. Most people didn't like to teach middle school then, but I liked it. They were still young enough to appreciate you, care for you, but old enough to be intelligent around you and do work hard for you.
You know what I'm going to say about that tricking?
What's that?
Takes you back to an Andy Griffith episode.
Oh, yeah.
Where the band, they were trying to reinvigorate the band.
Oh, yeah.
And, when Mayor Stoner was trying to keep them from going because they sounded so bad, and Andy brought in a Bobby Fleet's band
with the beat.
And they all dressed up and looked like the Mayberry band and performed and said, "Man, that was a huge improvement." And then
They did a switcheroo.
They did a switcheroo, and then when they left, they sounded just as bad as they ever did.
And the look on the mayor's face.
Yeah, it's like, well, I've been had
Talking about
again.
Andy, did you see my shirt today?
Otis.
Got an Otis.
Otis got that shirt on.
Yeah. Funny. Another interesting fact about Andy Griffith: he was actually in the same music fraternity at Carolina that I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, and he had a big music career on his own, even outside of the show. And he did records, he did all kinds of stuff, and music was a big part of that show in general.
Did he do What It Was Football?
Yeah.
I declare that was football.
I do believe I will have another cold drink. Another big orange.
Big orange drink.
Big orange.
So,
Well, he and Don Knotts knew each other
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
from the Army days.
that's right.
Well,
He's
it's
a West Virginia grad.
I would argue it's just like you and Mickey. They worked so well together that carry a career to some great success. So, and
Yeah.
you mentioned that you enjoyed working with the young students. And I think it shows because very rarely did, at least from what I remember, did we lose somebody when transitioning from middle school to high school.
We didn't lose a lot.
No, we didn't. There wasn't a lot of turnover. There was some guys would go play football and stop band, but for the most part,
but some of them came back to be football and band.
Yep.
I think if we started a class of 75 beginners, we would at least have 55 to 60 make it through the 12th grade.
Pretty good record.
Yeah, that's good odds.
Pretty cool.
So, if you had to pinpoint today, if there's something that would kind of spark people's interest again, band-wise, I mean, I think there's a lot of interest, but what would be the thing that you would say would be the biggest thing that, not just Kannapolis, but any school system looking to improve the band participation in today's world where everything is on this? Kids are so addicted to phones, it's crazy. Even adults are addicted to phones.
Well, I think if you look back at what bands are still hanging in there nowadays, and when we were in school, when I was teaching, when you were in school, it had to be the dedication of their teachers to not just say, I'm going to be this, look how long Harold and Harvey taught in Kannapolis before I ever got there. Mm-hmm. Look how, because I taught with Harold too. Mm-hmm. And when I was at middle school and working with the high school after school. And but I think it's important that we cared and we went all the way through. Mickey and I used to joke sometimes. I said, do you know who that is? And he goes, I don't learn them till they come to the high school.
Well,
I learned all their names.
Uh-huh.
I was a list maker, and I could remember names and things like that. But Mickey was there. He did things that were humanitarian. I didn't even know he did until I had a couple students come up and tell me, like he would get a horn for one of our best trumpet players and let him play Mickey's horn.
Wow.
Yeah.
About that.
And from the time he was a freshman.
And you're exactly right. The teachers were the same way. They cared. Whether it was the football coach, the band, Elmer Poole, Dan Boone, Mike Safer, the list goes on and on. Those teachers cared about their students, and the students cared about their teachers. And that's what made A.L. Brown what it is.
Well, we sort of got a bad rap as a school, and at least the band did in the area, because I think Mr. Bean might have stepped on a few toes while he was here. But he always put it out there, and the kids could do. And people they used to get mad at us. And I don't know why they got mad at us, but they wouldn't invite us to, like, certain things that were Rowan or Cabarrus. So we pretty much did our own thing, and for a long time there. And
that's kind of the Kannapolis way. We're kind of always been the redheaded stepchild of both counties in a lot of ways, because you're in between two counties, and Mr. Cannon.
You're bigger than everybody in both, but you're not either one.
We're not. Yeah, we're actually, we probably should be our own county, quite honestly. But it's always been kind of, where do we fit? And I think a lot of it, quite honestly, some of it is jealousy. The Mr. Cannon.
I say that.
I'm just going to put it out there, and it's always been a jealousy factor involved in. Well, Kannapolis has got this, Kannapolis has that, and and Kannapolis has had a lot of hard times too.
Oh yeah,
it's not always been roses.
No.
But you all persevered through it when it wasn't roses, and made it work, and you deserve many accolades for that.
Well, that's sweet of you to say, but I was lucky to be able to teach with someone who was my best friend.
That's awesome.
And that makes a big difference in how you deal with things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you was talking about Harold Matheny. What a great guy. I know he passed away in 2000 or 2001.
He was
Way
just
before
70.
his-
70
way
years
before
old.
his
I'm 2 years older than he was
Oh wow.
now.
Gotcha. Yeah, he was just a great guy. But he worked in the mill. He worked in the garage. At the same time, he was doing band. And so I mean, these people didn't just work a day job. I mean, they were working long hours at different places and dedicating to that because they really cared about what they were doing. And his son Milton, I think him and his wife, they've
Sure.
been school teachers for a long time here, and I think she just retired or and I
Yes,
don't know if
she's running
Milton's-
the child care at the Kimball.
That's
Church.
right. That's
She's
right.
doing that.
She
And
was a sweetheart.
Is
Yes.
Milton still working?
I don't
I
think
see him around
he is.
running.
I see
Yeah.
him running during
Yeah.
the middle of the day a lot, but
Can't remember if he was retired.
I haven't spoke with him in a while.
But what a great guy
Oh,
he is.
great family.
And
Yes.
Just a great family.
They
But
used to be my neighbors.
Yes.
but I have a lot of fond memories of Harold. Did, but just so proud that David was able to convince you to come on here
Yes.
and sit with us crazy people and do
Crazy.
this show.
Crazy.
Patsy Cline.
And another throwback was the music corner uptown, run by Ned Louder. And do you remember that? Was that around? That really helped in the early years of A.L. Brown. Sold all the music.
The record store?
No, it was called the Music Corner
Okay.
on Main Street.
I don't remember
right
that.
below the jewel shop.
I remember the music
I
bar.
remember Music Mart
Yeah.
over on
Yep. Yeah, the
down
music
street from here.
mart. Yep. They had a music mart in Concord and Kannapolis.
Which that's another person
And
that
Salisbury.
want to
That's
get
correct.
want
I
to get
forgot about-
him on our show, Jeff, who ran the Music Mart here for a long time. He's
Well, that's where I took my private lessons. Harvey would come
How
down
about
on
that?
Saturdays and teach all day in the basement of the Music Mart that Spence Hatley owned. And goodness.
wow.
I asked him one time, why did my old band director, Charlie Dunlap from North Dakota, he was well over 40 years at North, and why he fussed at me so much, because I tried real hard, and I really wanted to play good. And Harvey just looked at me, he said, "Luoni, full of baloney," because that's what he called me. Either that or Lucifer. He called me Lucifer half the time.
Yeah,
Or
hardcore.
Luigi Squeezy, one of the
Rough talk.
two.
Rough talk, yeah.
No, that was funny. It made a kid want to do hard for you. And he told me it's because, Charlie knew I was listening, and I would do something about it. But I didn't ever really try to talk rough to my kids, but when I did that, I was usually 25 feet, or anywhere between 12 and 18 feet above them on the platform.
Right.
And
I don't
They-
know if we could call it a platform. It was a ladder it was like 2 by 2, I swear.
well, that was
Lifeguard stand.
that was the latter years. We did have one that the football team used to take practice films, and I'd go up on there once or twice, and they knew when I was mad because I would just turn around and they didn't have a clue what I was saying. But then you had to turn around and I'm nice.
Give them that look.
Wow. David, any thoughts for you? I mean, you made this happen. We appreciate it, David.
I mean, really just a show of appreciation
Thank you, buddy.
to you and Mickey. Obviously, I wish Mickey could be here with us.
He is in my heart.
He is.
Right.
Well, he is in you and me and, every other countless band student that you guys taught. But I know that they also have appreciation for, you and I obviously had lunch with, our friend Michael Whitaker the other week. It never fails anytime we get together. There's usually at least one Miss Graham, Mickey Driver story that comes up. So you've made a lasting impression on countless individuals that have come through the music programs at Kannapolis City Schools and Kentucky and elsewhere. and just we thank you. That's
I
all we can
appreciate it.
say.
Yep.
A fact about Mickey, he was the son of Charles Driver.
South Rowan.
Oh, yeah.
Sure was. And his son, I told you I went to South Rowan. He had a son, Andy, who went to
Andy?
South Rowan that went to school with me.
And Leslie,
I didn't know her, but she must have been much younger than me.
she was like 2 when she first saw me. She was scared of me.
Do you have any fun Mickey stories you can share with us?
Oh, just the one where, oh, yeah, a good one. It was middle school, but was taking the middle school band on a trip. And we got them all loaded, and one of the bus drivers, not charter, it was just regular school buses. I said, is Mr. Driver on the bus, to be a chaperone? He said, yeah, I saw him. You know where he was? He saw him on the way over there. He was in his car. And I took off. And I took the whole middle school band and left Mickey sitting there.
Oh, man.
And he drove all the way up beside the band. I went, where you been? He said, well, where'd you go?
Just went off and left him. Wow.
We had a lot of nightmares about Statesville because I had a nightmare. I told him about it, but he went on ahead with the kids. And the bus I was on broke down. And we walked the rest of the way to Statesville.
Wow.
Wow. How about
Wow. How about that?
that? So who
Not
would,
good.
I know we're trying to wrap this up, but who would come up with all the formation planning on the field that y'all would do? Was that a
In
combination?
84, 85 was Mickey and Joe Roseman. I started after that and did, because my experience in Kentucky was very drill oriented.
Uh-huh.
But Mickey didn't want to go completely competitive drill oriented. And so we learned to come to a compromise, and we do some things that, satisfied my creativity.
Right.
And we knew, I think what he and I eventually really, really settled on, we wanted to do something for the community they would enjoy. Because if you get all these really competitive shows that have avant-garde music and stuff back then, it pleased the band parents, but it wasn't as pleasing to the band, people watching the band.
Yeah, just the everyday person.
Oh, yeah, we love to do those kind of shows.
Well, and again, this goes back to David's experience with y'all doing this. In our senior year, he and I went out there and laid the field out to have 2004 on the field so that the kids we could stand on that layout and take a picture to form 2004, but only because of his experience doing those
I pretty
formations.
much took a blank drill sheet,
Yep.
gave everybody a spot.
Okay.
Just went around and said, you here, you here, you here. And
Yeah. It worked.
They had us back for
Couple years.
several years
Yeah.
after that. We got a little bit easier with it, but
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. You and I went back and did
because
it.
not everybody, not everybody was suited for standing in the right spot.
Right.
So
You couldn't really practice it.
no,
You would go around.
yeah.
That was fun. Part of when I knew the drill was messed up and wasn't working, I would usually just get down on the field, and I had a pair of glasses, those silver ones you can't see in, and a megaphone that was attached, like this. And I would sneak up between kids and say, "You're in the wrong spot." Scared the bejeebers out of them. But I loved that. I would just fix the drill on the field. Like you change your play, you're going to run.
And no one noticed.
Wow.
Wow. This has been great. Yeah, no, this
Quick
has been
question.
great.
This.
Oh, yeah. David
Before we
Steele.
get going.
Hey, let's talk about your little man right here.
So this little guy that's hanging out here on the corner of the desk with Lou today, Ryan and I have commonly been referring to him as Lil Baker. Andrew Baker's a friend of ours who played football at A.O. Brown while we were there, and this it's like an old slip cast ceramic mold. I found this one and another one at a yard sale, $2 a piece, and they were just gray. And I had done another one like Luke Kuechly, and when I started, working here with the podcast while Ryan was out, I was like, you know what? I've got a reason to do the other one, so decided to paint him as a little wonder football player and give him Baker's number, and he even wrote Baker on the back of it. So maybe he can be our little mascot.
That's
It
good.
looks great. He's
He
missing
does.
a stripe
Great
on the leg, on the breeches, but he looks
We're
great.
going to call that out. The stripe was one of the last things I did, and I was fed up, and I'm like, I'm not doing 2 stripes.
And you got to go back and do
I'm
that.
not doing it.
Well, it's a perfect episode
does.
to debut him on.
It
Mr.
was.
Graham
It
here.
He looks great there.
He
It
does.
does.
Yeah, fit like he's been there all along.
Wow.
Just
Gonna
don't want to
need a
knock him
bigger
in the
counter.
floor.
And I've got a little cheerleader that I'm working on now that'll go with him.
That's going to be awesome.
How about that?
Great.
Well, Miss Graham, thank you very much for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome.
And,
You were truly a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
And,
I've enjoyed
thoroughly
it.
enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed hearing y'all talk to each other.
You can come back anytime, even though you said
Yes.
we were crazy.
Well, I don't say frivolous things.
No need to mince the words. Yeah.
Oh, man.
She'll lay it out there.
hurts.
He will.
David, back in the back. Hey, thanks for making this happen. Any final thoughts from you today?
Just again, Lou, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome, big boy.
Love you for everything. Just glad we can make this happen. And I'm not, like Chris was saying earlier, I feel like we're going to have going to be one of our best episodes.
I think it will
Oh,
be.
yeah.
Great.
No doubt.
Dr. Dave?
I'm great with it. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I just can't tell you enough. It's a blast from the past.
No doubt. No doubt. Right.
Let's go see the Four Top Saturday.
I'm going. What about Craig Woolard?
Well, time you get this out.
It'll be out tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be out tomorrow.
He'll be in another
That's going to
town.
be a has-been.
Oh, man. Well, Mrs. Lou Graham, thank you for coming and joining us. It's
Oh,
very
you're welcome.
informative, very fun. Enjoyed the stories, and I have a feeling, just based off of people I know that were in the band and, comments I see on Facebook from time to time, I think this is going to be a very well-received message, and I think people will enjoy seeing this.
And speaking of that, you mentioned when you got in here that you went back and looked at videos on YouTube. Thanks to Kevin Eagle for
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
putting that stuff
Oh, my
out there
gosh,
and
yeah, it's
preserving
pretty
it.
cool.
And because if that stuff wasn't out there, nobody would ever know what we're talking about
True.
when we're referring to the big green machine and all these sorts of things. So
Well, one of the biggest things that I couldn't remember the name of was the Glowworms. When we changed the uniforms and we had that neon green, it was Elton John show. Oh my goodness. The band front dates it. You can tell by what they're wearing. But we were still doing majorettes and sponsors and rifles, even when everybody else was doing nothing else but flags. Because I couldn't take those girls and not help them. They were fun.
Yeah. Outstanding. Well, thank you.
Yep.
Seriously, thank you for coming. This has been great. Are we going to eat supper tonight?
I don't know.
We got the phone. Who are we going to call? Darlene?
Call Darlene. I can call Darlene.
We have not talked to Darlene in a hot minute.
You haven't had your spaghetti in a while.
No,
That's
we're a
Wednesday.
day late for spaghetti.
Yep. Wednesday.
Well, you missed my homemade spaghetti. Not spaghetti, but lasagna.
Oh, really?
Well,
We'll take some whenever you make it.
you let us know.
I make good lasagna.
I bet
I
so.
love lasagna.
I have no doubt. All right. Hey, Mrs. Lou Graham, thank you for coming.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
This has been a great episode, number 73 here on the K-Town Connection. Dave, you want to go play some pickleball?
Too hot.
I do want to, but I'll have to.
They got
I'm not
conditioning.
100%.
That's all right. They got air conditioning.
Air conditioning
You
in
can go
there,
look.
I know. I'm still not 100%.
All right, guys, go play some pickleball. Go see our friends over there at the Carolina Pickleball Center, Chipola Street. Obviously, go visit our friends at Hilbus Ford. Tanner Deal called me the other day because it's 2 years since we went out and bought the truck. So he wanted to call and make sure it was doing good. So go support the people that support us here at the K-Town Connection. But anyway, for my Rough Talk cousin, Ryan Dayvault, David Steele back in the back, Chuck, Dr. Dave Irvin, I'm Chris Hughes, and that's it.
Thank you. Did you hit it?
Wow.
I did.
Eh.
Sounded, It sounded like a ricochet shot.
The Carolina Pickleball Club is a premier organization dedicated to providing a welcoming and competitive environment for pickleball players in Kannapolis. They are passionate about promoting the sport among seasoned players and beginners alike, offering skill-based competitions that challenge and inspire. Go visit our friends at the Carolina Pickleball Club, 724 Chipola Street in Kannapolis, and tell them the Rough Talk cousins at the K-Town Connection sent you.
I think y'all crazy.
Yes. Yeah. That's the ultimate statement right there.
Y'all need to use that snippet. I think y'all are crazy.
Yeah, that's right. That would sum the whole show.
We should play that every start of it.
Y'all are crazy.